How does storytelling impact marketing success? I'm Dr. Michael Lee, performance coach here, and thank you so much for checking in today on today's live, whether you are on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Thank you so much for checking in. So I want to acknowledge every one of you for spending the time to be here. And if you are live, just put hashtag live into the chat so that I know that you're watching live. But if you're a replay, I also want to thank every one of you for being here as well, because I value your time, your energy, and your resources because you want to grow and you want to improve yourselves as well. So you may be really fascinated in today's topic in terms of storytelling, because we are in a new month. It's August. Can you believe it's August already? It being August, and of course, it being August, we cannot wait to, of course, get through August, but also to ask ourselves, how can we grow in August as well? How can we actually improve ourselves each and every day? Because although the label of the month is August, always remember, everything in our lives, whether it's wealth, health, or relationships, you are either, just like a plant, growing or you are dying. Nothing plateaus in life. But today we're actually going to be talking about marketing and storytelling for your success. Because if you are a business owner or if you are a coach, let me know in the chat, because I want to find out how I can help you as well. So hello, Anna Mary. Thank you for checking in today. You're excited. I'm excited for you as well. So that you're going to learn lots today about storytelling and impacting people, because this is the whole purpose of life, I believe, is actually to help people. And I'd say a quick story. Something happened yesterday, and I got really frustrated because I wanted to help someone, but they didn't actually want to be helped. And it's as if I wanted to help them more than they wanted to help themselves. And it frustrated me because I knew they were destined for failure. They were destined for not growing, and actually everything in their life would actually just crumble. But I wanted the best for them. And you might have heard this famous saying that, and this is marketing, by the way, you can lead a horse to water, you cannot make it drink. Because ultimately, when I always say this to all the people I meet, I don't need to be here. I don't have to spend time helping people, because I have the freedom to do what I want to do now. I can go on holiday every day if I wanted to, but ultimately I know I have a greater purpose in life. And a lot of you know my story, that I was in a wheelchair for 2 years. A wheelchair because I was in so much pain after a failed surgery. I couldn't walk, I couldn't weight bear, I couldn't do the day-to-day things, but also I was on morphine every single day. And because of that, then I studied 7 degrees. 7 degrees to figure out how to fix myself, because I wasn't content on being in a wheelchair for the rest of life. I wasn't content to being a cripple. I wasn't content to being a failure in my life. But that was my why. That was what's going to push me forwards. But this is the thing, that I've just told you my story. What's happened in my life. And because of it, it's made my pain, the pain that I've experienced in my life, it's made it my purpose to help people. And when I tell these stories about myself, because a lot of people say to me, oh, Michael, you have so much wisdom. Because the reason why is because I've met hundreds of thousands of people, whether they are Olympians, celebrities, Hollywood celebrities, athletes, business owners, entrepreneurs, whoever they are. But also, I call it the average Joe, the people who just meet in the street. But because I met lots of people, I get to know them. And I get to know them well, just so that I get to learn about them and learn more about myself and how I can connect. Because this is the thing. When it comes down to your storytelling, if you do not share a story, because only share your story if people ask you, by the way. They need to ask, because they need to be interested in you. Because one of the greatest problems in marketing, and I'll give you this problem now so that you don't make this mistake, is do not be interesting, but be interested on the person you're going to serve, so that you can connect with them. So when I just told you, I'm just giving an example now. Just now, did I just tell you my story? And I just did that story to help more people, just to let them know, look, I was in the deepest hole you can imagine. And because I was in such a deep hole, being in a wheelchair for 2 years, if I can figure it out, do you think I can also help you too? Because the connection here is knowing exactly where to meet your person, your prospect, where they are in life. Meeting them exactly in their journey, because there's no point meeting them elsewhere because you lose connection. And when we lose connection, we can't serve them. We really can't serve them. It's about making sure we connect exactly where they are right now, so we know exactly what to say to them and also what to do for them so that they can get out of this problem and then give them the solution as well. So this is the number one thing about storytelling. It's about connecting. Because we have a lot of people, and you might have experienced this as well. You see presenters on stage, or maybe even lecturers when you were studying, that they're actually just stood there and they're like going, so today I'm going to talk to you about, let's say, fluid dynamics. I've prepared 500 slides with 50 points on each and every one of them. And we're going to go through every single one of them today. How many of you have just lost it and disconnected because of what they've said? Yeah? Because that's what's happened. Because always remember, when you're speaking with people, there are only two outcomes. You're either going to connect or you're going to disconnect. There's nothing in between. But you have to make this choice. What are you going to do? Are you going to want to connect with this person? The only way you can connect to them is meet them where they are. And also be honest. Just call it out and say, yeah, this is where we are. This is what I do. And this is my journey. And I want to help you with it as well. But the thing is that the second thing I want to help you with now is after your connection, that something they can relate with. Now, what people really want to know is your journey, right? Your journey. Because if you were to choose a coach, for example, you want to know, these are their results. You want to know, okay, this is what they've achieved. And that's like the wow factor. I want those first. But you want to know actually their journey. Where did it all start? And this is where I'm going to give an example. This is my journey. Although, yes, I'll give you my wow factor first. My credibility is yes. My claim to fame, I was the first clinician in the world to break or help a patient break out of locked-in syndrome. If you're not sure what that is, 70% of these patients die, 30% stay paralyzed for the rest of their lives. I've also helped over 200 Olympians win bronze, silver, and gold at the Olympics. I've won the Premier League with Premier League football clubs. I've helped Hollywood celebrities consistently operate their best anytime, anywhere, in any environment. How many of you like that? Okay, so that's my credibility. But the thing is then, but I said, look, but people look at my results, but they don't look at my journey. Because it wasn't always this way. I grew up in a private school. I was blessed. My parents, they worked every hour of the day just to fund mine and my brother's tuition fees. So we didn't have a relationship because they just worked every hour. And although I was sad, I was also privileged because I thought I've got this fantastic opportunity where other children don't. And what am I going to do? I made it my intention that I want to do my best, but it wasn't what I expected. Because a lot of people, they say, Michael, you're so good at public speaking, but they don't know my journey. And my journey is this. When I was at private school between the ages of 14 and 18, I got so much racial abuse from the children and the teachers that I decided to say nothing. I was known as a child with no voice because I knew that if I said something, I would get abuse. So I wanted to keep my head low. So I said nothing. Absolutely. And it carried on into my 30s. So it's 20 years that I would never be good enough. I would never fit in. People would never like me. And that was my belief system. But until I realized what I knew, I realized that if I don't talk, I rob the opportunity of everyone that I can actually help. Then I knew it's not I should talk or I could talk, but I must talk. And that's when I knew that it doesn't matter how I feel, because that's what's actually stopping me. I need to be confident in what I can do because I have the results. But then I have to talk so that I have the opportunity to serve. And that is then my journey from the disaster to then becoming the master. And this is where I want to share with you is that if I can do it, you can do it too. Right, let me ask you, how was that story for in terms of showing my credibility and my journey? Because I haven't prepared for it today. I've said it, I've told it so many times because this is what's happened in my life. It's so easy. So if I was to give you an assignment today, I would ask you, create your credibility for the things that you've achieved. Create three things, and use numbers, right? Use numbers. You must use numbers so it actually helps people see how much you've grown, right? So that's your credibility. But in terms of your journey, have a look at actually, where did it really start? How bad was it back then? Because when you actually have that clarity of how bad it was, then you actually have a realization, I've grown so much. And actually that's really humbling, but also it's exciting too. Because in that space of time, if you've grown so much in that space of time, but you've learned more as well, you could also achieve that achievement in that space of time, but probably now in a shorter space of time. So you can grow even faster. But I know that every one of you, you've learned a lot in your lives. And if you can learn it once, you can learn it twice, and 3 times, and 4 times. So that will be my assignment for you. So you're probably thinking, so how does this impact marketing? It impacts marketing because just think about it. If you want to really help people, do people need to know who you are? Of course they do. They need to know in terms of your values, your morals, but also understanding how you can actually serve people in your journey and your connection and also your credibility. But I would always say use your story. Because some of you will be thinking and saying to me, Michael, but there's so many people that do the same niche as me. I'm like, yeah, the world is becoming more saturated. And I'm not saying you cannot do your niche. You can do any niche you want. But ultimately, you can't serve everyone. You can only serve the people that connect with you. And the ones that connect with you, connect with your story. And once you get the right types of people, then you can truly serve them. So I really hope that you've got a lot of value from this video and that you learned a lot. So let me know in the chat, what are your next steps? I know I've given some of you an assignment. So let me know what you're going to be doing, because once I can be accountable to you, then I can check in with you and see how you're doing. But also, if you have questions, put them in the comments. Happy to help every one of you, because I'm just here to serve every one of you in these lives, just so that you know what the next step is for you. But also you're learning each and every day, because I had to learn these lessons as well, and all I can do is my best to give them to you. So again, thank you so much for joining me today on a Friday, and I really wish every one of you a fantastic weekend, and of course, do the assignment, grow, learn, serve, and then I also look forward to seeing every one of you next week as we continue on the theme of marketing as well. So thank you for being here. Have a great weekend. Bye for now.